This is Wrap the News, and we have a major alert. A large inbound coming object is approaching Earth tomorrow. This is a tremendous sign and a major alert. Disclaimer, I'm not saying I know the date or the time or that anything at all will actually take place. I am a watchman, and all I'm saying is all the signs are pointing to an exodus. You keep hearing me talk about that. So hear everything I have to say to you today regarding this emergency alert, and I want you to discern for yourself on this one. So I'm going to give you the facts. This is the first object from interstellar space that the world has ever seen. Again, the first object that came out from somewhere they don't know that the world has ever seen. They are calling it the interstellar visitor. Here is some footage of it heading towards Earth. This object, they say, does not act like an asteroid or a comet. In fact, not only did it come from an unknown place, they don't know what's powering it, because the object sped up, and from all the information and data that they have, nothing could do that. They also noticed that it was going from light to dull, and then all of a sudden it became extremely bright, which allowed them to come up with that the object was a long, flat object. And so they came up with this first illustration that we're seeing right here, and later, as more data poured in the illustration, it changed to a round red disc-like flashing object, like this image that we are seeing. They changed it to this image. Not only that, they believe it was hurling, but later found out that this thing is wobbling and spinning, powering itself. This object, they say, must have been thrown from a distant place because of its speed. And we know the Bible states in Revelation 8, number 8, that the angel hurled an object the size of a mountain towards the earth. They are saying this object also is the size of the Burj Khalifa, the tallest skyscraper on earth. This extremely unique object placed all the European nations on high alert as they all came together to figure out a way to redirect this or blow it away from the earth. So starting at midnight tonight, 9/13/2019, Friday the 13th, asteroid trackers in the US will be observing the space visitor approach to Earth and live streaming it until its arrival around 4:54 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7:54 p.m. Eastern Time. We as believers know God don't change, so an object of this sort that has never appeared before from anywhere, and when you have something there that wasn't there before, we know we have reached the pinnacle, the beginning of something and the end of something, because that is a major change. Let's take this one serious. Let's not forget also that according to my calculations, based on the lunar calendar, and I did not err in my judgments or make a mistake in my calculations, we know the times and dates are off, so my calendar could be off. But according to my calculations, our exodus should begin tomorrow. That was not a coincidence that I measured it up with the interstellar visitor. Whether that happens or not is up to the Most High. I have no say in what He is going to do or when He's going to do it. But if I were you, I would at least repent right here and right now and clean my house up fast, and fast tomorrow. I would take a bath. I'll be ready for whatever tomorrow. If you could take off work, just take off work. Because here's the thing, you never know. You never know. But let's not also forget that this object is coming in on a Sabbath and a full moon. And let's not forget our 400 years of captivity is just about over. And the synagogue of Satan, the 70-year rule is over. It's done. See, somebody said it's not going to be an Exodus. Exodus definition, a mass departure of people. Right? And I might do a video on Exodus to disprove those liars. Okay. Another weird thing that happened to me yesterday. I was laying on the bed talking to my mom. This is some real shit. I saw a cloud, and I was talking to her, and I fell into a deep sleep all of a sudden, like bam. And in that deep sleep, I saw a cloud with a circle, like a circle cloud, with the number 18 in a short dream last night. It had the number 18. As I was waking up, then I couldn't figure out whether it said 18 or 28. It was between those two numbers. I'm leaning towards 18. And then as I was doing this video, I dozed off again. This is some weird shit, man. And a woman's voice said, Aquila. And it echoed like, Aquila, la, 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 la. Loudly, like, like it was said in some type of speaker or something. But it was loud. I looked up the meaning of the word Aquila, and it says the meaning is powerful and complete. So we're going to watch some videos, and then we're going to end this video. So, like I said, major alert. Interstellar visitor coming tomorrow. According to my calculations, the Exodus is tomorrow. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but according to my calculations, bam. And I'm not setting no time or date or anything else. Ain't nothing edged in stone, so y'all can come off of that shit. I'm a warner, and so that's my job to say it's a potential threat here, you know, or a potential goodness here. I don't know. So anyway, we're gonna watch some videos, and you guys tell me what y'all think in the comments below. Strap the nose.
And then I saw a flash of light. And I know I saw something else, I just can't remember it. I think it was something else come from the sky. But then I remember trying to hide because a UFO was coming. Once again, I had never had a dream about an actual UFO before. But it had a flashing light that would go off at certain time points. And it had these little round, it was circular, like saucer shaped but thick, and had these little round, kind of like, you know how like a light bulb looks just on the round portion of it? It kind of had those all the way around it, and those would blink the bright light. It was like an LED colored light, like a real white light, and it was looking for people, and I saw it fly over, and I don't remember if it was picking people up, but it was definitely looking for people.
I could tell that in the center of the saucer was a space, and then just outside that circle was a small, either red or blue ring of lights, like little tiny dots very close together. And as I'm looking up at this and I'm starting to become afraid, other people are, not everyone, but other neighbors are coming out and looking up at the sky too. Whatever we were told about this was going to be a lie. The other people looking up were happy and relieved and excited about it, and I was afraid. My instinct was to run and hide, even though I knew that wasn't going to be very easy because they knew where everyone was. And they were kind of hanging out in the sky waiting for something, and that made me uneasy as well. It wasn't like there was a light display or one of them was landing or I didn't see any more in the sky. It was just quiet. There was no noise, and even the people looking up weren't making a lot of noise. They were pretty quiet while they were watching.
When I looked up and saw them, I remember thinking to myself, wow, I couldn't even hear. It was so quiet. You can't hear anything. There's no engine. There's no any type of noise. I remember looking up and looking at these things and saying to myself, like, why aren't they making any noises? It was so quiet. And I remember seeing a red light blinking like this, slowly. Boom. Boom.
In the sky, this really, really large UFO. And it was massive. It was big. And my sister freaked out and she was like, let's go. And everyone in the office was freaking out. And people began to run and pack their bags and their things and start going home. There was some sort of announcement made where they was telling people to go home. They was pretty much clearing the area of the loop and telling people to go home, allowing people to leave their offices early and to get out of the loop area because of this large UFO that was in the sky. So we went and we got on the elevator as it was going down, and it was packed of people, and I remember my sister had asked me, what do you think what's going on? What do you think, what happened? Why would this UFO just, if that's a UFO, what is going to happen to us? What's going on? And I remember telling her, for some odd reason in that dream, I was telling her that that there was not going to be any light. For some reason, it's like I had this super insight or something, and things just started spilling out my mouth that I didn't even know where the information was coming, but I just felt like I knew something, and I was just explaining to her that we're not going to have any light, that it's going to be dark. It's going to be dark for a long, long time. It's going to be darkness, and people are not going to be able to breathe. There's not going to be any oxygen, lack of oxygen, and people are going to die from lack of oxygen. And I remember a gentleman in the elevator, and he was a white guy, and he looked at me and he said, where are you getting your information? Who are you, and where are you getting this information?
And I saw it fly over, and I don't remember if it was picking people up, but it was definitely looking for people.